Yo, welcome back to Real Talk. I'm your host, ANAKINSKY. Hey, yo, check this out. Alright, now I don't want motherfucking make nobody mad, so if people still believe in Christmas, you might not want to listen to this shit. If y'all is tempted to understand some education and so forth, that actually make you realize that Christmas is actually not in the Bible and it has nothing to do with God, then listen to this. If you really love God, listen to this. If you really love the Son of God, listen to this. Hey, look, check it out. First and foremost, people be talking about some Christmas, right? You might hear the word, somebody say, bah humbug. You know what bah humbug means? It means deception. Because they're aware of the fact that Christmas has nothing to do with the Son of God. Now, check this out. First and foremost, nowhere in the Holy Bible does it say that December 25th was Christ's birthday. It's not written in the Bible. If you can find that joke in there, I give you $100 billion right now. And I don't even have it. And I don't need to pay it off anyway because nobody's going to go fucking find it. You know why? Because there's nowhere in the Bible that says that. So I don't give a shit. I don't gamble anyway. So it's not even a get. It's not even a bet because there's nothing in the Bible that says that Christ is born on December 25th. It's not written in the Bible. I guarantee it, dog. I can promise it. I promise it. If people say back on and say, I don't believe that shit. I promise you, dog. If you look in the Holy Bible, there is nowhere ever that says December 25th was Christ's birthday. It's nowhere in the Bible. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I fucking guarantee it. I guarantee it. The matter of fact, the Catholic Church even said that joke themselves years ago. Guess what? The Catholic Church said that joke about at least 10 years ago, maybe more than that, and nobody collected the money the Catholic Church was gonna put up for it, and they got the money for it, but they never found it, right? Because it's not in the Bible. Matter of fact, there was endless Hebrew Israelites that said the same thing but guess what? No one ever collected. Why? Because it's not in the Bible. Now, watch this right here. Now, according to the Bible, I would sit back and say and so forth. He was pretty much born close to the summer, say, or spring. The reason why I say that is because when Christ was 12 years old, mind you, that's when he talked to the three wise. Actually, he was given three presents. It didn't say it was how many people it was. They said the amount of presents he had gotten, but it never talked about saying the amount of people that was the wise men at all. It didn't tell you that the amount of wise men. That's not in the Bible neither. Now, on top of that, so forth, it never shows you in the Bible, saying that he was born, saying in December, because when you think back and think about the fact that when he was born, the shepherds was in the field. You do realize it snows in the desert, right? Now, if it snows in the desert and so forth, in Israel, that's when the shepherds would be in the field. Why would the shepherds be in the field? Because the shepherds was in the field. They had to feed the daggone animals, right? The animals would eat when? They would eat from out of the field, from out of the grass, right? If there was no grass growing, why wouldn't there be grass growing in December? Because grass doesn't grow in the winter, that's why. So how could he be born in the winter if the grass was still growing? Name one time in your life that you ever had to cut the grass in December. You know what I'm saying? Because the grass was getting tall as a mug. But you guys live in the desert. The desert is rarely freaking grass in the desert, yo. So you can find grass in the desert, my nigga. You damn sure ain't gonna think about cutting that joint, in the middle of winter. Nope, not at all. You know why? Why? Because you need that to store that, for the next season, so they can regrow. By the winter time, you would have stored that grass, and at that point it would have been hay. The hay would have been in the stalls. So there would be no need for the shepherds to take the animals in the field because the hay would have been in the stalls the last of the winter, right? I mean, anyone that does farming would know that shit, right? I mean, you could ask anybody that ever had a daggone fucking plant in their freaking life. They'll tell you, yeah, you cannot fucking sit back, and grow motherfucking daggone, certain animals, certain plants that motherfucking animals need to eat in the fucking dead in the middle of winter. That's a fucking fact. That's a motherfucking fact. Any fucking farmers would know that. Any person that ever worked on a farm would know that shit. That's just common fucking knowledge. Now, meanwhile, how is it and so forth that people sit back and think and so forth that Jesus would have celebrated his birthday? No Hebrew would celebrate their birthday. That's not even a Hebrew custom. Birthdays are not written in the Holy Bible. Notice this right here. I can guarantee this. Nowhere in the Holy Bible will you find any Hebrew, keywords, I said Hebrew, ever celebrated a birthday in the Holy Bible. No one. And I know people are going to say, what about King Harold? King Herod was not a Hebrew. Jesus Christ was a Hebrew. King Herod wasn't. And if you know the true story about King Herod sent them people to fucking kill Jesus. Did you not know that? No, you didn't. Because if you did, you wouldn't celebrate Christmas. Those people that were sent to follow Jesus were sent to kill Jesus. That's why King Herod had died in the first damn place. Because he was trying to kill the Son of God. That's why he died in the first place. Y'all ain't know that? Duh. So if y'all gonna celebrate this, just saying December 25th, y'all disrespecting God and His Son. Y'all wrong for that shit, Mo. Y'all wrong. Ain't nobody celebrating no Christmas, dog. That's wrong. That goes against God. God never told nobody to celebrate no Christmas. That's wrong. God didn't tell nobody to celebrate no birthday neither. That's also wrong. The Bible didn't tell nobody to worship themselves. The Bible does not tell nobody to celebrate no birthday. That's not in the Holy Bible. That's in that daggone the pale people satanic Bible. You know what I'm saying? That's not in the Holy Bible. The Holy Bible don't tell people that shit. They're just saying the daggone Ashkenazi Jewish people from Germany to put us in slavery. They follow behind that wicked ass shit. And people so mind fucked from the slavery, they'll realize celebrate their own birthday, knowing that's a path to destruction. They putting curses on themselves and don't know it. When you celebrate your birthday, you cursing yourself, nigga. That's just real talk. But I keep trying to tell people that shit so they can live their life instead of committing suicide by breaking God's laws. The Bible says the wages of sin is death. When people break God's laws, they're committing suicide spiritually and physically and don't even realize it. You know why people, you know why, you ever think about this shit? The reason why there's so much death in the world, go back to Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were told, don't eat from the fruit, right? They ate that fruit, right? And then it was death, right? Adam was the first man. His punishment was that he would have he had to till the ground till he broke his back. This is why men and women for that matter, because everybody came from Adam and Eve at one point, right? This is why I'm just saying men and women talk about, I have my back problems. My back hurts. Yeah, it's because the punishment we received genetically through our ancestors, Adam. Now, what about Eve? Oh yeah, Eve had a punishment as well. What that punishment was? Death. That's why every man and every woman got to either bury their son or their daughter or their mom or their papa or somebody else in their family. Because of Eve's punishment that we all still inherit. That's why there's so much death in the world, regardless of nationality, respectfully. Now, on top of that shit, we inherited another generational curse. It's called slavery. You know why we went into slavery? Doing the same thing Adam and Eve did. When God gave Moses the 613 commandments, it's more than 10, dog. You know what I'm saying? God gave us a whole laundry list of commandments, and we did not follow the laws that God put in place. And guess what? Because we didn't follow God, us blacks, Hispanic, Native, Aboriginal, Shemitic, Asiatic, Hebrews in slavery right now. From over fucking 7,000 years ago. What people say, no. The earth is 1 billion quadrillion years old. Whatever how old people think it is, right? I bet. Here's the question. You do realize ever since we left freaking daggone Asia, where Adam and Eve was at, Euphrates and Tigris River, Mesopotamia, ancient Iraq, the Garden of Eden, we've been in slavery since then. And we went to several different types of slavery ever since then. I'm talking about way before the translated slave trade, way before the Egyptian slave trade, way before the Arabian slave trade, way before the Middle Passage slave, the Triangle slave trade. The Arabian slave trade. There's so many different types of slavery, dog, for real. And we've been in slavery since Adam and Eve ate the fruit, right? I bet that. So it seems to me and so forth, celebrating the holidays did our ancestors never celebrate until we was in slavery during the translated slave trade? Doesn't make sense. Because think about this. No one in history that was black or Hispanic or Native or Aboriginal or Shemitic or Asiatic or Hebrew, for that matter, North, East, West, or South Africa, until the translated slave trade was celebrating and so forth. No daggone Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, 4th of July, any of these holidays we celebrate in America, because the American government forced all this shit on us during slavery. So falling behind the fucking paganistic ideology of racist white supremacy that was taught to you during slavery makes no sense. That's suicide. Think about this. Back in the day, right? You know what our ancestors did when we was in the fields and so forth, in the cotton fields? You know what I'm saying? During Christmas? We were picking cotton, yo, because we were slaves. The white man and so forth would take our children, auction our little ones off to another slave owner or give them to another slave owner. And guess what? The police department, which came from the slave patrol, would brutalize the parents and so forth if they tried to run for the plantation. So even if they wasn't trying to run for the plantation, it was getting brutalized anyway. So that means and so forth, we were hung by our neck. So we was the decorations on the Christmas tree. Then our little ones, they were the presents underneath the Christmas tree. That's what the white man did to us. But y'all want to celebrate that shit? Stop selling out, nigga. Real talk. Anyway, hope y'all liked it. I've been your host, A-K again, S-K-Y. Real talk. Free the mind, free the people, yo. One.